Rumi's childhood, the early years of a spiritual genius. The boy from Balkh who would inspire the world. Before he became one of the most beloved poets in history, before millions of people quoted his words, and before his name became known across the world, Rumi was simply a curious young boy growing up in the ancient city of Balkh. But even in childhood, signs of greatness were already beginning to appear. Rumi was born in the year 1207 in Balkh, a flourishing center of culture, learning, and spirituality. Located in what is now Afghanistan, Balkh was known as one of the great cities of the Islamic world. Scholars, poets, philosophers, and travelers passed through its streets. Libraries were filled with knowledge, and discussions about religion, science, and philosophy were common. It was in this environment that young Jalal ad-Din Muhammad, later known as Rumi, spent his earliest years. His father, Baha ad-Din Walad, was a respected scholar and spiritual teacher. People traveled from faraway places to hear his sermons and seek his advice. Unlike many children of his age, Rumi grew up surrounded by books, scholars, and intellectual conversations. From a young age, he listened carefully as his father discussed faith, morality, and the meaning of life. These experiences planted seeds that would later grow into extraordinary wisdom. According to historical accounts, young Rumi displayed remarkable intelligence and sensitivity. He was not only interested in learning facts, but also fascinated by deeper questions. Why are people different? What is the purpose of life? What makes a person truly happy? These were the kinds of questions that would stay with him throughout his life. His father recognized his potential and personally guided much of his early education. Rumi learned the Quran, Arabic, Persian literature, and the foundations of Islamic scholarship. Yet his education was not limited to books. He also observed human nature. He watched how people loved, struggled, celebrated, and suffered. Without realizing it, he was collecting the experiences that would later fill his poetry with compassion and understanding. As a child, Rumi lived during a time of uncertainty. Across Asia, the Mongol Empire was expanding rapidly. News of invasions and destruction spread from city to city. Many families feared for their future. Although Rumi was still young, these events would soon change the course of his life forever. The peaceful days of childhood in Balkh would not last. His family would soon leave their homeland and begin a journey that would shape the destiny of one of history's greatest spiritual figures. Yet the lessons of his childhood never left him. The love of learning, the influence of wise teachers, the importance of compassion, and the habit of asking life's deepest questions. These early foundations became the roots of everything Rumi would later become. When people read Rumi's poetry today, they often see a man of great wisdom. But that wisdom did not appear overnight. It began with a curious child sitting beside his father, listening carefully, observing the world, and searching for truth. Every great journey begins with small steps, and for Rumi, those first steps began in the ancient streets of Balkh. In the next episode, we will follow Rumi and his family as they leave their homeland and embark on a remarkable migration that would change their lives forever. Main message: greatness often begins in childhood. The habits we develop, the questions we ask, and the values we learn can shape the course of our entire lives. If you enjoyed this story, please like, share, and subscribe. Join us as we continue exploring the extraordinary life of Rumi. Don't miss episode 3, The Great Migration.